good to me. I got eyes.
Connecting the community through gospel.
The new 107.9 FM, W300EB.
Macon and WDDO 980 AM
Perry.
Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Welcome to the Issues of Life broadcast with your host, Evelyn Reid. This show will address health, religious, and political issues that our communities face daily. Let's go live into the studio with your host, Evelyn Reid, for the Issues of Life broadcast, right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM, WDDO.
Well, good afternoon and welcome again to the Issues of Life. My name is Don Reed. I'm here with these two wonderful preachers and brethren who love the Lord. We got Reverend Warren Hamilton, one of our staple guys. We thank God for him being willing to come on and talk about issues with us. And then we have Pastor Larry Dunning.
God bless you.
Here, and we are thankful to them as well. And if you'd like to get in on the discussion or whatever, you can call us at 478-250-1444, 478-250-1444. Good afternoon, my brothers.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Well, wonderful. And today we're going to probably just kind of shoot from the hip a little bit. Reverend Hamilton wanted to discuss the impact of the present war on the economy and on the people. And so we can delve into that. If you got some opinions about it, some thoughts about it, should we be there? Should we spend the money to buy these missiles? Whatever, you can call us here at the station, 478-250-1444. We don't mind if we disagree or whatever. We'd like to hear your opinion because no one knows it all. Reverend Hamilton.
Good afternoon. Good evening, rather. The question is, financially, the impact of the war. I thought about it and did a little reading on some things. Our government has downsized, cut jobs out, supposedly for the sake of saving $1, and then we go spend millions of dollars on bombs and ammunition, airplanes, and to me, that's kind of productive. If you're gonna be thrifty or be cost conscious, then this is robbing Peter to pay Paul. So, if anyone can help me figure out, how big of an impact that this war has on the United States. Because from my understanding, we lost some planes.
My Lord.
We lost some lives. One bomb was worth $1 million and some worth more than $1 million. I'm not saying we shouldn't have this war. I'm just saying financially, what is it doing to the United States?
Good question.
Good question. Pastor Donnie, you got any thoughts?
Yes, I heard my brother over there on the other side of the room say they were robbing Peter to pay Paul. No. They were robbing Peter, pay Peter, Peter's wife, his cousin, his children. Wars are necessary. There are times when I think when you have done all you can on the what they call the soft side diplomacy, then you go into that. But this game's about, again, like Reverend Warren said, they were saving money supposedly, and here's what got me to thinking.
Okay,
they were saying they were powerful. They shot things down. They were intercepting things that cost $40,000 with $1 million interceptor. Is that the right in the war? And the thing about it is, those Iranians, they got plenty of the $40,000 stuff, and they can shoot those. I said 40,000, 4,000, excuse me. They can shoot those all day. So strategically, air defense, and you know more than that, Brother Hampton, because you in the military. Air defense can get you started, but it won't take over property. My education on war came from my father, who was in World War II, the Korean conflict, and he was in the ground action. He never shot during a war. He certainly had to get trained on how to shoot, but he was the one that was transferring stuff to the front. So he got involved with stuff flying at him, but in order to get the territory, in order to get that, they got to get on the ground with boots to take over. But what we have done so far, they're talking about $1 billion a day. That's expensive. And then the results on the flip side, what did it do for us? And apparently the administration knew the possibility of the strait being blocked, and so far they don't have oil passing through, they don't have fertilizer passing through, very critical growing time, and the prices in the stores are higher. The gasoline, I was just enjoying that little $3.40. It's expensive. The war has cost us. I don't know if there's any positive things. I think they underestimated how long it would take, whether or not they needed boots on the ground, and what the Iranian reaction would be. It wasn't like going to what's that little country in
Vietnam.
No, I'm talking about the one that they just hit, Venezuela. It wasn't like that, man. They're talking about it's 90 million people there. You can't take over. You know, here's my take. Again, I've been listening, and I don't know everything they know, but I think it was underestimated what Iran would do, and they are over there a lot longer than they had planned. But the effects to the American economy is pretty dire.
Okay. All right. If you'd like to jump in on the conversation, 478-250-1444. If you can give your thoughts and what you think about the Americans spending, this type of money on munitions and all of this. My thing is, my take on it is you have to balance money and lives too.
That's right. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because smart bombs cost more.
True.
All right. And so with smart bombs, you don't have to put as many people on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And who could possibly lose their lives. So you have to what they say, one hand washes the other. So you have to look at not only what would you rather do, send a smart bomb over there, and do what it needs to do,
Mm-hmm.
Send 2,000 soldiers over there and maybe 500 come home.
Yeah.
So you got all that. You got to balance that too. War is not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
In many, there are some just war. I'm not saying
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a just war,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that if Iran had gotten a nuclear weapon, they would use it.
Yeah.
And the reason why they would use it was because it's their theology, and most Americans don't have a clue of Muslim theology.
Yeah.
And one of the key components of it is you got to have chaos and death and destruction,
Mm-hmm.
so that the Muslim savior, the Mahdi, that they called him, would come and fix the things that are broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so their view is to hasten this type of thing so that the Mahdi can come quickly. And so that's why it is what it is today. And every American president, as since Jimmy Carter, has
Mm-hmm.
said Iran has been a problem.
Yeah.
Since they took over the country with the Ayatollah having deposed the Shah.
Mhm.
And then you got then you got all these people being killed. You got these
Mhm.
women, some of them are being beheaded because a little piece of hair comes out from under the burqa. are whipped publicly, and you don't hear anything from the women's movement about that. You know, and they kill these women. If a woman accuses her husband of adultery, she got to have 4 men to testify that's true.
Wow.
Otherwise, she'd be beaten and possibly killed for lying on her. And it could be true that he's done it. Okay, but you get 4 friends, he lied on it. You know,
he didn't do it.
Yeah. And so the way they treat women over there and treat their citizens over there is tragic. But that's how they how they view life. And so every Middle Eastern nation is happy with what's going on with Iran, because they knew that if Iran had gotten a nuclear weapon, Iran would threaten them.
But Reverend, I thought it was obliterated a year ago.
Huh?
I thought the president said it was obliterated.
Yeah, but they had this little love where they were enriching the uranium. They don't have the bomb, but they still got the components, or some of the components of it. Yeah, they got rid of all the ones that were already built.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, you need. I think right now they have before the war started, they had what you call a 60 grade of uranium. You need 90 to develop a nuclear bomb. So they were only 30 grades away. From doing that. Yeah.
So apparently the line that it was all torn up, destroyed, obliterated was not true.
Yeah, they knocked out all the bombs. They don't have any bombs.
Okay.
They don't have any bombs. They don't have any nuclear weapons.
Okay.
But they still got some of the components of it. You know, like grandma, I ain't got no flour. We'll go next door and get me some flour. All the cake gone, but the flour needs. I got some flour. I need some flour. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I guess they didn't. My opinion, Brother Hamilton, did they really? I'm asking Brother Hamilton. Did they really explain to the Americans why we were going to war? What was the objective and what was the exit plan?
Well, I don't think that. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I do know that even when they say it's over, from my experience, that's where it starts to come in and repair.
Yeah.
Give plenty of money. And see, my thing is that we be fighting this war that's costing us all this money, but they want to pay the air controllers. You know, they want to strike. Yeah. You know, people trying to get home or wherever, traveling wise, and they have no flight because of these people walking out because they're not being paid.
Yeah.
Come on. I just can't understand it.
Well, it's not because they don't have the money.
Well, what is it? I mean, they're spending the money.
It's not the money's not the issue. The issue is one party don't want the other party to spend the money because they want to get rid of ICE. That's the whole thing. It's
Listen,
ICE, yes.
I don't know where you draw the line. I guess we can't agree for some reason in the Congress. But I saw a guy at Kroger.
Yeah.
He had on a TSA uniform. And I said, "Are you being paid?" "No." "How long?" I thought he was living in Atlanta, driving, airport in Macon, little tiny, small Macon. And it couldn't be that tough of a job. But the thing about it was he was going every day, not being paid while we were
I think they are now, though.
They are now, yeah.
They are now.
While we were spending $1 million just to intercept one bomb. I should say, what do you call things? Not bomb, what's the things? The drones, yeah. The drones cost $4,000. I can say that. And you gonna spend $1 million? No, it ain't. It ain't equal. Because that means they gonna always make drones. Apparently they got a market for that. And
but see, they also have those drones, where they have those cluster bombs where they come and they spread out into different.
Yeah,
we had those in Vietnam.
Yeah, right. And so, war is, as people say, war is hell.
It is hell.
Yeah.
Now, hear me out. Were you in infantry in Vietnam?
2nd 94th Artillery.
Did you get shot at?
Number of times. The the thing that I'm concerned about more than anything is I don't know particularly why we're fighting this war, but I think sometimes war is necessary.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
I know what people say why we're fighting it, and because of the nuclear weapons. Okay. I believe it's a better way than destroying the nuclear weapon site than what we are doing.
Yeah.
See,
So where would that be?
boots on the ground. Right.
American people ain't gonna go for that.
Boots on the ground with artillery support, with air support. Go in there and do what we gotta do. Come on home.
Yeah.
If we keep doing what we're doing, I believe we're gonna keep dropping bombs, and we really won't know till we do go in there.
Now, he's right about that. Now, I hate that anybody would have got what people did 13 days now. I hate anybody's child, friend, daughter, son do that. That was a necessary thing. But I remember Colin Powell said, if you break it, you own it. And don't start a war unless you got an exit strategy. And so I think that's where we fail. And then our president made some statements, either to threaten them or get them at the negotiating table. I don't know what. You gonna tell somebody or kill a whole civilization?
Well, see, this is what you have to do. And excuse me for interrupting,
No.
But people gonna die.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna lose some troops.
Yes.
But it can be minimum. If we go in, bang. What we need to do is wipe it out and come on home. Instead of nitpicking every day, dropping a few every day, here
That's
and there.
nitpicking.
And not nitpicking, but you know what I'm trying to say. And you really don't know whether you done what you need to do till you go in there.
Well, the problem you're going to have is that politicians and the news media are going to come against this and that, turn it.
They're going to do that anyway.
Yeah, but I'm saying, ever since the Vietnam War, you had this political thing.
Yeah.
When it comes down to war, and so it makes people apprehensive about doing what they need to do to get the job done and get out of there. Yes.
Okay, now the president said he hated those forever wars before he got elected, and I don't know who convinced him to get in there and do that. And he definitely underestimated the enemy, and that's what look at the spiritual side. Sometimes we underestimate the enemy.
So you did something else, ain't it?
So obviously something convinced him I'm going to go after them, because I don't think this now. I know people disagree with me, but I don't think he thought he would be in a war at this stage of the game.
No.
I think he thought they're going to go in there, they're like Venezuela, it's going to be over.
No, I don't think he thought that either. Yeah. Intelligence. So you don't go to war unless you have good intelligence.
Tell us.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy to go to battle, with a cap pistol, and that guy got a gun over there. He to find out what kind of weapon he carries.
Right, all of them.
Right, so you can see what the deal is.
Yeah.
And so most presidents, I don't care who they are, won't go to war without intelligence giving them.
You think the intelligence was bad?
I don't think it was bad. I think Iran, and every president, including Carter, Reagan, Bush, Obama, Biden, all of them agreed that Iran should not get a nuclear weapon. And when they get 60% of the 90% for enrichment to build a nuclear weapon, do you wait till they get to the 90? Or you do something while they're at the 60? The level.
Yes.
Because knowing they would do it because they're not afraid to die because of their religious theology.
Yes.
Now, hear me out with this theology.
Yeah.
Now, if they die for the sake of, who, they get so many versions on the other side of the
well, here's the deal. In their theology, if you die in battle for Allah, that's why, if guy got blown apart, bloody clothes, they'll put him in the coffin of the beer, they call it, in the bloody clothes. They bury him in the bloody clothes.
Okay, that's
so that Allah could see
how bloody it was.
No, he can see that this man died in battle.
Okay.
If you die by natural causes, you may or may not get to paradise. But if you die in battle for Allah, you're guaranteed. I'm sorry, you're guaranteed paradise.
Okay, now how about the virgins?
You get the 67 virgins too.
70?
Yeah, 70 of them.
7 or 70?
70 after 69.
Now, what if you're a woman?
Huh?
What if you're a woman?
Hey, good luck.
Good luck. So they don't mind dying.
They don't mind dying. That's a theology. Okay.
Is that in the Quran?
Hadith.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a commentary on the Quran.
Okay.
Yeah, and so just like you can you can lie if it advances the cause of Islam.
Wow.
You can tell a lie. You just lie. Yeah, we gonna stop this. Yeah, we gonna stop that, and then you don't stop it. Okay, and so what has happened is a lot of the American people just don't understand what's really going on.
Yeah. You had the war in Afghanistan, had the war in Iraq.
Yeah.
And looked like it did just, when they go up against those folk, it's a whole different, like you said, theology. And I would say mentality is this, it doesn't match Western civilization.
Well, it's like this here. I was reading, I was watching the military channel several years ago about the Vietnam War. And what got my attention was they interviewed some of the pilots at the beginning of the war. I think it was 65, 60, within the 60s.
Okay.
When the war started. But they had reconnaissance, United States pilots doing reconnaissance. And they radioed back to their commanders and said, listen, we have found the supply line. We got somebody on the phone? Okay. Caller, tell us who you are. Hello? Caller?
Yes.
Yes. Tell us your name.
My name is Jake.
Jake. Welcome, Jake. Go ahead with your comment. Question or whatever.
Yeah. I just hear y'all talking about the war. I think y'all are making some interesting comments. I think that you all are providing some good knowledge. But at the same time, I do find it. Well, for one, I think that there's a level of diplomacy. I know you all are talking about war and the cost of war and and the weaponry that it takes, to win a war, or how much money it takes to even have the weaponry and so on.
Yes.
And I think those are interesting points. But I do think that there's a level of diplomacy that's not considered, as being a part of the equation that I think that it should be. When we talk about war, and warfare, because that, when you all talked about intelligence, I think that right now we're lacking a level of intelligence coming from our leadership, and therefore diplomacy isn't utilized properly. That keeps us from having to use certain material weaponry, as opposed to being able to use diplomacy as a way of keeping us in and out of situations efficiently. And I think the second part, I think that in relation to theology, I think that us, right now we have a issue. I think that across the board, and in relation to justifying what happens to folks due to theology. And I think that it becomes dangerous when we kind of group up a certain way of thinking with theology. I know it comments as in regards to Allah and how some people think in regards to that. I mean, even here in America, we have this Christian nationalism, that is running rampant, and it justifies a lot of racism and sexism at the same time. There's a movement to keep women from being able to vote again unless they're married. Especially if they're married. Their husband votes for the household, or they think that women shouldn't vote. You know, because black men had the right to vote before white women did in America, actually. You know, so you know, and we're considered to be a Christian nation. So I think there's there's a danger in that when we kind of look at, you know, when they talk about exceptionalism, like American or U.S. exceptionalism, as if, you know, we're better than everyone else, or because we have a certain, religion or thought process that we're better than everyone else. I think it's about functionality, you know, how we function. At the end of the day, personally, I do see, you know, some truth in what you're saying in regards to the mindset. You know, certain, like especially like in Iran or certain folks, you know, being willing to die, you know, senselessly and things of that nature. But we have some of the same issues here in our Western mindsets too. I just
Well,
think,
man, we really thank you so much for your phone call, man, and your thoughts and everything. And he mentioned diplomacy.
Yeah.
Why not diplomacy? What happened to the diplomatic side of this thing? Comments.
Right.
I don't know if they had the level they need. I heard a couple of the Secretary of Defense, some of the other military people said we didn't have the experts in the room. I don't know anything about Kushner, his ability. The other guy I don't even know. And then the vice president. Maybe we didn't bring the right team to play the game. Stronger negotiators, experienced people in that room, the real diplomats, as opposed to a few handpicked. They even talk about the vice president didn't have the skill set to meet that need. I'm thinking, again, this is my humble opinion, based on I listened to other experts in the field. We didn't have the A team negotiating. And that was why the diplomacy at that point didn't work, and at least should have worked. They spent 21 hours and got nothing.
Well, this is not a new issue. This is not a new problem. Presidents before this president we have now and vice president, this is the old age problem. These people has been a threat to society for a long time. This is not a new problem. I can't tell you why someone ain't already done this. But I believe, you know, it took a lot of guts to do what Donald Trump did.
Yeah.
And some of our presidents didn't have that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm going to tell you, Vietnam should have lasted no longer than a year, if that.
Why didn't it last longer, my brother?
Because of the media.
There you go.
The media. I was listening again to the military channel because I like history. And they interviewed General Giap. He was a Viet Cong, chief of staff, what you call it, general, army general, whatever, head of the military. And they asked General Giap, said, "Sir, how were you able to defeat the mighty American war machine?"
This is Vietnam.
Vietnam, yes. And that caught me right there. His answer really stunned me. He said, bullet for bullet, plane for plane, tank for tank. There was no way we could do that. Well, how did you do it? How would you manage to get them out of Vietnam? He said, we knew that we had that they had people in the universities, professors in the universities, who thought like we thought. They were Marxists, like we were Marxists. They were not capitalists. And funneling money and propaganda to them, they were able to turn the young people against the war. That's why you had Kent State and all those other things that were going on. When the universities and the young people started turning against the war in Vietnam, he said that's how we was able to repel the mighty American machine. Bullet for bullet, we couldn't do it.
Right.
It's just all about propaganda. And what happens a lot of times is Americans don't understand the Middle Eastern mindset. Okay. The Middle Eastern mindset, you can't have diplomacy until you hit them hard first. Okay, they won't listen to you. Power is the name of the game in the Middle East. That's why when Saddam Hussein was in power, you know, he threw people off the 5-story buildings and stuff like that. You know, and killed people. Okay, he that carries the big stick rules the roost. And so Americans don't understand that about the Middle Eastern mindset. They won't listen to you with any, kind of favorability unless you hit them hard first. Okay. And so I get you. And so diplomacy is one thing, but you can't have diplomacy with somebody who will lie to you. Iran cannot say publicly, we're going to put down our weapons because that's a sign of weakness in that particular part of the world. Yes.
Speaking of diplomacy and stuff of this nature, and some have a little weakness about them. I don't want to call them weak, but one of the biggest thing upset me during that period, broke my heart. When that plane landed out there in Fort Ord, California, and those Vietnam soldiers stepped off that plane and hit American soil, it was jubilation until we got to the airport, to the station up there. They called us out by names, said we were baby killers. They spit on us, talked to us so bad. And I'm saying, y'all act like I wanted to go over there. That wasn't no fun. So what I'm telling you is, United States is fickle. I mean, sometimes I don't understand why there are such things as what we're doing now over in the Middle East. Because when it's all over with, it's going to be somebody say something that shouldn't say, talk down to you. All you doing is following the United States rules. That's right. If I didn't go to, I'm going to jail. What you want me to do?
I want you to go and support us and protect our country.
Yeah. You can't blame the soldier or the airman Navy guy or whatever. And they did, which was wrong for them to do that because, number one, they were drafted back then.
That's right.
They were compelled to go. Okay. And because I think Vietnam War stopped in 1975. And I was in 11th grade, so I didn't have to go, thank the Lord. So,
well, I was the first class who didn't have to go through the drafted. We didn't have to sign. I forget to call it when you sign your name to the thing.
Right. And so when war is never pretty. It's never pretty. It's something you have to take seriously before you enter into it, and try to get in and get out as fast as you can. With the most minimal loss of life. And we've had on with about 13, 14 soldiers.
Yeah, 13 soldiers killed and about 200 wounded. Yeah. Some critically wounded.
Yeah, that was when the bomb hit that base over there.
But again, did they anticipate that?
Yeah.
I mean,
anticipated, you can't, when you got people that shooting bombs at people who not even engaged in the war. Like,
that's right.
United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, they weren't even involved in it at all, but they were trying to get them into the war.
That's right. And they did. But listen, did we learn anything from Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq? Did we learn anything from those the excursions or conflicts or wars? Did we learn anything?
I can't say that. I don't know, but I know I did. I learned that it was 52,000 people killed in Vietnam.
Wow. You talking both sides?
No, Americans.
Americans only.
It's on the wall of Vietnam.
Yeah.
DC.
52,000. I learned that United States will try to follow the rules of war.
Right.
Nobody else does.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned a lot. And one thing I definitely learned how was to pray.
Father, our Father.
And one of the things he did too in Vietnam and Iraq and all that and Afghanistan, they hamstrung our military.
Yes.
They made them fight with one hand tied behind the back. You can't do that.
No.
You got, the UN charter states you cannot shoot missiles from a school, hospital, nursing home. Enemy combatants must be dressed in uniform that's visible to separate them from the civilians. In other words, a soldier got to have his soldier uniform on. You can't have a tie, shirt, and tie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They see, the American, we honor that.
Yes.
Okay, Iran is not honoring that at all. They're shooting in neighborhoods. They're killing people indiscriminately because they want death and destruction. And so this is some of the things that people got to understand about certain countries. They don't abide by certain rules. They just go ahead and just do it. They take a soldier and catch him and then string him upside down and on a bridge and set him afire.
Yeah.
That's the way they do things. And we have to understand that in that part of the world, they don't abide by the rules of the United Nations Charter on warfare. And so, my thing is, get in and get out. If you're going to go.
Amen.
Get out there, get in and get out as quick as you possibly can. And that way, so much life would not be destroyed. I remember I was telling Reverend before we came on the air here, I remember MAZ here interviewed, I think with General Scott. That's his name, General Scott. I think he dropped one of the bombs on Hiroshima.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's dead now.
No, he's in person or just on the phone?
No, he's in person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they've got his plane. Enola Gay. He's at the museum out there in Warner Robins. Okay. Yeah, the Air Museum. And I remember the correspondent asking, says, General, don't you feel bad that dropping that bomb and it killed so many people? He said, don't like war. He said, but what that bomb did was it saved a lot of lives because it stopped the war. Had the war continued, many more lives would have been lost. See, sometimes, people don't understand that. Sometimes you got to go in with force, boom, and then get out.
Yeah. That's a question.
Yes.
In light of biblical prophecy, is this war taking us closer?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Iran is mentioned in the Bible, but that's in Ezekiel 38, which would happen when Russia exalts
in tribulations.
Yeah, because I believe the rapture will have weakened America.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have weakened America. America's not mentioned anywhere in the scriptures. You got Libya, you got Russia, you got Iran, which is Persia. Persia changes name to Iran in 1939, I believe it was. You have parts of Turkey, Germany, all of that. That's a part of a coalition back in Ezekiel 38, which is future. Okay. And the question I'm often asking is, where's America? Well, I think America will have gone the way of the old Roman Empire.
Wow.
Now, what happened to the old Roman Empire? If you ever want to know more about it, read E.R. Gibbon's massive work on the rise and fall of the greatest empire that ever came upon this earth. It was the Roman Empire.
Your training is that will take place after the rapture, as opposed to
Let me explain why I say that. Rome fell without a shot being fired. The greatest empire that ever was on this earth fell without a shot being fired. You know what happened?
Tell us.
It fell from the decadence within.
That's right, people.
It eroded spiritually and morally. And the greatest empire fell without a shot being fired. Now, we are a super nation. And I do believe that America won't be around shortly after the rapture.
Give us the name of that book again, because I never heard it before.
Edward R. Gibbons, The Rise and Edward R. Gibbons.
Edward R. Gibbons. Okay.
Yeah, The Rise and Fall of the Great Roman Empire. And Rome legalized every decadence, every sin. They legalized it. Homosexuality, pornography, prostitution. many of the Caesars were gay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they legalized all that stuff. We have gone that way now.
Mm-hmm.
And God is not going to let this
Yeah.
country continue to just shove its behind at him. For lack of a better word.
For lack of a better word.
And not do something. Okay? He's going to do something.
I'm with you now, but what convinced you that's going to happen post-rapture?
Because you're going to see Russia in Ezekiel 39 going to
Mhm.
come against Israel in the middle of the tribulation period.
Mm-hmm.
America is Israel's greatest ally, so
Mhm.
why doesn't America respond? Why isn't America there? Something has had to happen to this
before,
country.
yeah.
And one of the things that will weaken it is the rapture of the church when all the Christians are gone. Yeah, that's one of the major things that would bring
Praise the
soften
Lord.
it down. Yeah, but this young man, Jaden Ivey, got fired from the Bulls because he stood up for biblical Christianity against LGBT Pride Night. And the Bulls said he did something detrimental to the team, and they fired him. Do you think that was right for them to do that?
No,
Why?
because he don't have to go alone. It wasn't direct personally to one individual.
Right.
And it's true. Some of the things I heard he say is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that's too severe to punish this man for what he believes is true.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think he needs to get a good lawyer and go back at it.
I think you probably eventually will.
Because if you can't speak your mind and don't he didn't attach any names, from my understanding.
He does have a First Amendment right.
It was the lack of being showing up at game or what he said off court.
No.
What did he fire him for?
Well, because the Bulls was going to honor LGBT night
Mm-hmm.
at the United Center in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he didn't think they should do that.
Mm-hmm. That's all he said.
Yeah, that it's wrong for them to do that. Okay. Now, so you're going to have an LGBT night, but I wonder would the Bulls have a Christian night?
No.
You see, here's the thing. You know, the Constitution says equal protection under the law. You can't do for one and not do the other.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. And so, if you're going to punish a Christian for having a view against a particular lifestyle, are you going to punish the other for having a different one than the one you punished?
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just think the sports team need to just stick to what you do good, play and shut up.
Amen. Look, listen. Yeah. They say, well, we got rights. So those Christians, we have a right.
Right.
You know, and I'm going to be honest. You know, your rights is no more than mine.
That's true. That's true.
If you're going to scream, how come I can't scream?
Scream, my brother, scream.
Well, I tell you, any final thoughts? Because we're getting ready to get off the air in about a minute.
No, I just pray that we get back to loving each other. I know America's so divided, and I just hope we are going in the right direction. You scared me with this thing about America won't be here after the rapture, but it's something to think about.
Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's good.
Yeah.
First thing gonna happen for us is he come on.
So you won't be.
Exactly. He gonna come get me. Come on, son.
Come on, son.
I got work to do. Here I come, Daddy.
Yeah. Because remember what the scripture says in Proverbs 14: righteousness exalts the nation,
but sin
is reproaching. Sin will bring it down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, so I think the reason why America won't be around is because we've begun to embrace, we've begun to codify into law things that are abhorrent to God.
Thank you for joining the Issues of Life.
Thumb our nose up
Your
at
host, Evelyn Reid. Be sure.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Go to Bible study tomorrow night and church on Sunday. God bless you. Until next time.
And
God bless
political issues that our communities face daily, right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM, WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.